Every song has a skeleton. Beneath the polish, the mix, the hook you can't get out of your head, there's a structure holding it all together. The quiet decisions, the happy accidents, the people whose fingerprints never made the credits you see. Welcome to Bare Bones. This is the podcast where we open the closet, pull the skeletons out, and lay a song on the table piece by piece. Each episode, I sit down with an artist and we focus on one track. We break it apart, listen to the stems, talk through verses, hooks, bridges, and the moments you were never supposed to hear on their own. We talk about how the song was built, who helped build it, and why it became what it is. And when there's nothing left to hide, we play the song in full. This is Bare Bones. Parlay is a hip-hop artist from Southwest Florida with unparalleled talent as a producer and a DJ as well. As part of Joint Empire Troupe, Parlay has played a larger-than-life role in helping the music scene in Southwest Florida grow exponentially in recent years. From making his own music, producing music for other well-known artists in the area, to all the incredible events hosted right here in the jungle by Joint Empire Troupe, Parlay is an artist I am very excited to take a deeper dive with. For this episode, I spoke with Parlay about his song Enchanted, which was released just a few weeks ago on Valentine's Day. We will listen to the full track a little later, but for now, let's get to know the artist as well as the individual parts of this beautifully produced track.
Kind words, honestly. I always think it's funny because you judge yourself more than anybody else, but hearing other people say that is just amazing. Honestly, it's probably the coolest thing. I can't even describe that feeling because you, as an artist, we all work on this stuff for so long just to be recognized by like anybody, and it feels so good even when it's just a couple people. So thank you guys. My name is Parlay. I've been running Joint Empire Troupe for like 7 years. 7 years. We become a business. So I've been doing it for way longer than that. I've been making music since 14 years ago. So it's been a long ride, ups and downs, as you know. But now I'm finally reached a point where I'm comfortable doing something like this with y'all. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, let's dive straight into Enchanted. I want to start at the very beginning. Do you remember the exact moment when the idea for the song first came to you?
I do. I'm not gonna mention any names, but I was out one night, and boy, there was just a goddess across the whole bar from me, and I like looked over and like we locked eyes. I swear it was like a fairy tale. That's what it felt like. It felt like the whole like that in the movies where you see somebody and like the whole crowd like splits in half, and like it's just like a one-on-one moment, but from far away. That's how it felt. And I was like, man, and she was wearing this bright red dress, like fiery looking to me, and she had like an aura. And that's why, the first part I was talking about in the poem I wrote at the beginning.
Across the way I saw you shining. Nah, it wasn't just the dress you wearing. Yeah, I see you clearly, bright as the sun. A smile, like you the only one, 'cause you the only one, yeah.
I was working, I was DJing. I DJ on the weekends every weekend for the past like 5 years, and so I was like, you know what, tonight I wanna go out and grab a drink for myself because I see everyone, always having fun and vibing with their friends, and it's like I love what I do. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm like, man, I would love just a night out, like just to kind of go chill and maybe meet somebody or something. And then like that night, I already knew who this girl was before, but I wasn't expecting to see her out because she does not go out often. So that's why I'd say psychologically that hit me. I was like, whoa, like she's not out often. I'm not out often. This is perfect.
They don't make them like they made you. 11:11, touched by an angel when you came through. Yeah.
Just a regular night until then, and then we had a conversation, and she was one of those incredible talkers that I could just have a totally intellectual conversation with for like 2 hours and just forget about time, So anyway, that was kind of that, and that's how that moment inspired this whole song for sure.
Envy your aesthetic, aura on some copacetic shit. Man, what am I saying?
That's awesome. And did you know in that moment that you were going to write a song about it, or did that come later?
That came later. I made so my process is I make a bunch of instrumentals like when I'm bored, and so I'll go make something and then I'll come up with lyrics to it later if I feel like it's good. The song's good for me. I made this one, and then I was like, man, like I've been writing a lot of poems recently because of our events that we have here, and that's been inspiring me to do that because we got such great poets in this area, and you know. Shouts out Natalie for sure. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do something different. I've never done it before. I'm going to write a poem and put it at the beginning of the song. And Mac Miller did that all the time. You know, he would do that or at the end of the song. And so I was like, you know, it'd be cool to kind of lead in with that. And, you know, same with Andre 3K, which is a big influence of mine. Mac, you know, all of them. So having a poem at the beginning of the song was pretty cool because I'd never done that before.
I love that. So when it came to this, you already had, like in your process, you already had some ideas for the track, or the track even completed.
Yeah, it was a smooth song to me. So I was like, man, like I need to talk about like something beautiful or something elegant or enchanted, one would say, you know.
So take me through the process of creating this. I mean, you know, you said you already had like tracks ready. You wanted something enchanted. This moment happened in time, and it was beautiful, and it enchanted you. So
I heard this sample. This piano sample.
I love that piano.
It just sounded so jazzy and smooth and sensual to me. So I was like, that to me. I wasn't even planning on. I was telling Shan earlier, I don't plan on making specific things. I just pick sounds, or I go through my instruments, and then whatever the first thing I hear that's cool, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm going to put that down. And we're going to figure it out later. We're going to figure out all the other parts. So I heard this piano as a sample. It's not me playing, but I was like, man, it sounds so nice and smooth. So I was like, I need to write some like really nice song to it. And then I found this vocal chop that I chopped up. I don't know, it just sounded like godly to me, like of another world. And so I was like, all right, so those two combined together already is like, this song's gonna be about something beautiful. You know, my poetry went really well with this part because I didn't want any drums or anything right at that point. To kind of get the emotions in and like kind of get a feel for what the song is going to be about at the beginning. Because I'm a fan of an intro. I know not a lot of people are, but I feel like an intro builds the anticipation. So I'm like, I love it because it's like then you don't know exactly what's going to happen when it comes in. It's going to switch. Or what kind of music it is, because when I heard this part, I was like, man, I did not think I was going to make these like trap drums to them. Just took a bunch of different samples, and then made it into a drum pad, and then just kind of played it on the keyboard. Command K, that's probably one of the best buttons you can just play on here, and all this is the piano. So
Oh no, that's crazy.
yeah, so what I did was I took a bunch of drum sounds and then put it all on a drum pad and made a drum kit out of it. So but yeah, so I always start with like the lead instrument and then get like a secondary instrument and then do the drums, and then I spend probably my most time on the drums because I want the drums to feel good. I want everything to like knock and sound like, I don't know. I do most of my writing alone, believe it or not. I like writing with other people, don't get me wrong, and I have plenty of times, but with songs like these particularly, I feel like they're very like introspective. So I'm like, man, like who better to write this with than myself? So I'm like, I typically write it in my room at home. I have a comfy couch in my room. I just sit there and just write it. But my writing process, like, I take a long time, so it probably took me about like maybe like 4 or 5 days to like write something that I was like, okay, cool, I really like the way this hook sounds, or like, oh yeah, I really like the way this verse sounds. Verses come like this to me, but hooks, I take my time on the hooks.
My mind is all up in the clouds and I don't see me coming down real soon. As long as I'm with you. Yeah, I feel amazing. You make me feel amazing.
And I feel like you have to. Hooks are tough for me to do, believe it or not. So I got verses all day.
Well, I know you've said about your writing process before. Sometimes you'll even wake up in the middle of the night and you just start writing stuff in your notes app or whatever. Did you have any moments with this song that were like that?
Yes, totally. I mean, I would say any song that I've written that anyone's ever heard, I've probably had one of those moments like throughout any song. Like there'll be a verse or there'll be a line, I'd be like, "Ooh, this would be really cool for that song." Boom, 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 write that down, go right back to sleep. I don't know. I can't explain it. It just happens.
We're more open when we're asleep.
Yeah.
Sometimes things just come through.
Yeah, I know. And for better or for worse, but I could have work at like 7 in the morning or 8 in the morning, and I'd be like, man, this sounds really good. It'd be like 5. I'd be like, man, I got to wake up in 2 hours. But I'd be like, if I don't write it down, I'll forget it. So I'm like, boom, write it down.
Can you remember any lines particular from this song that were moments, like things like that? Is there a line that jumps out to you?
Well, the hook. I feel like I do like the song a lot because you think that I don't actually say the word enchanted in the hook. I say it in the bridge at the end.
Yeah, now I believe that you're enchanted. Won't take you for granted. Want my roots are planted on another planet. As long as it's with you. I see your sky bright and blue.
Which I'm a big fan of bridges as well. Not a lot of rap music uses bridges anymore. They just do kind of verse, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. That kind of classic progression. Or they even start with the chorus. But for me, I like a classic song layout. So like I loved being able to put the bridge on there, and that's where I say enchanted. I believe that you're enchanted, and I feel like that word is, because I was, when I was talking to her, I was trying to think of a cool word to say, like not like, oh, you look beautiful, or oh, you look sexy or something. I'd be like, you look like enchanted, Love that. Yeah, because I'm like that. I don't know. I'm a wordsmith. I need to broaden my vocabulary. So enchanted to me, I was like, man, what a nice word. Like if I heard that from somebody, I'd be like, take me now. Yeah.
And I feel like you hear that at the beginning of it. Like I know you said you can see like in your memory like people parting and she was there.
Yeah.
But when this first starts playing, I almost see like the heavens open and light shines down.
Yeah,
and then
it's exactly what it felt like.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it looked like.
An angel starts playing piano.
Looked like I was
like,
just,
oh.
Yeah, right. I was like blinded by beauty. So that's how it goes.
Yeah. The way you shine and feel so paralyzing, thinking all the time while you make me feel much brighter. Yeah. As long as I'm with you, you make my world bloom. Damn, I never felt like this.
So then you've gone through your writing process. You're waking up sometimes, writing a line, a verse, a hook, whatever, going right back to sleep. You've got it all laid out. You get in the studio, you record, and then what are your tweaks after? Or what's the recording like?
I do. Everyone's got their own process. I'm sure. Some people like to get all the vocals down like raw at the beginning and then kind of start editing on them or whatever. For me, so I'll make the whole beat first and then I'll come record over that beat. And then so I always kind of like pre-mix and stuff. So as I go along, I'm like, I kind of want to get the feel for how the finished product is going to sound before all the technical stuff. So I kind of want to get I want it to have a nice space. I want to be able to like feel it at that point before all this stuff. So if I feel it before I add all the stuff that makes it shine, I'm like, man, okay, this is going to be great. This is going to be amazing. So like, if I can't get it to feel like that, then it probably will never be out. Because there are songs where I'm like, I just can't. I don't know why. Like, it's just defeating me. But so yeah, I'll take certain effects that I like, and I'll just keep on adding them on. I'm like, okay, cool. So now I got a full sound of what I want my voice to sound like. So then I'll go from there, and then I can add or subtract in certain areas and take back. So I like building my song up all at the beginning and then subtracting. So I make the biggest part of the song first, and then I'll okay, how can I get this song to lead into that biggest part? because I'm like, you want that part to be like super epic and super big, and like the last part where I was like, I believe that you're enchanted. That's the part that I made first, because I was like, man, I really love the way all these sound. So like I added all this kind of same way I do my vocals. I added all the stuff at the very beginning. So there's like the whole song is right at the beginning when I first start the project. And then I spread things out, take stuff away, whatever. And then maybe every once in a while I'll add little sound effects in here and there when I see fit. But that's kind of how I make a song. So that's definitely how I made Enchanted. I made Enchanted the biggest part I made first. So, and then I was like, you know what would sound really cool is if I just had the vocal and the piano up front, and I did something like that. And so then I took the drums off, I took everything off, and I was like, okay, so this is just raw form song. And then I kind of slowly build it into what it does, and then crescendo it back out again. So
That's actually very interesting. I like
yeah, yeah. Everyone has their own way of doing
Yeah.
it, because like a lot of people, people would say, oh, I build up the song just naturally. I kind of, as I go along, I add stuff to it that I think would sound good. For me, it's like I just make the whole thing at the beginning and then just click and drag, click and drag, click and drag.
So are there any things that stick out particular with Enchanted that were added like at the end that you were like, wow, like I know I talked to Sinlide, my partner, and he was like, wow, we were listening to the stems and he's like, love those bells. Like,
I know, so random. I definitely added after. That was one of the things, because there's one of those sound effect things like, man, would sound pretty cool with like a little like bell echo, thingy, whatever. It's a very small touch. Like, it's nothing anything crazy. It's just. Sub melodies you hear, like when you break it down, that's why a lot of songs are cool, because like you'll be like, oh man, this song's really simple, and then someone will break it down and be like, there's actually like 40 instruments in this one part. That's not the case with this one, but like putting little things in there, like you might not necessarily hear directly, but it might contribute to how the song's kind of like bouncing and stuff. So but the bell is pretty prominent, but I definitely added that after I made everything. So.
And it's the perfect little addition.
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
bring that full
I always
circle.
like getting those little instruments in there that where you like hear it, you're like, ooh, and that kind of like.
Which is what
kinda
happened.
Like, ooh, okay, like you kind of feel it kind of in the back of your head or something. I don't know. You get that little like hair sticks up, like, well, I like that,
It sticks with
so,
you.
yeah, I like adding that kind of stuff after.
So then now you've got it recorded and you've made all your additions and it feels very final to you. You come out with, okay, I'm going to release this. I'm going to start performing it and get some sound noise going out about it and release it. And you released this on Valentine's Day. And
Yes.
obviously it was about a moment that enchanted you. So did anything come from that moment?
I wish.
Friends?
Yeah, it's good. We're cool.
Does the person know that this?
No.
Ah, okay.
No, and they'll never.
Love that. Love that.
This could be. It is about a particular person, but to me, I wrote it in that vision. But this could be for anybody or anything that anyone thinks is beautiful. Like like it. The woman is obviously a metaphor as well. It could be a goal. I saw across the way I saw you shining. It wasn't just the dress you wear, like how the goal's dressed up. But I could see it clearly. Stuff like that. So I'm like, I wrote it because of what I saw, but it could be pertained, however the viewer wants to hear it.
Which is
it's
art.
pertained as
and
yeah,
why
right,
it's so
exactly.
Beautiful.
So I'm like, yeah, to me it was a personal experience, but to you it might be a goal, or I mean, it could be another person as well, or it could be a different kind of love. It doesn't have to be like attraction like
Could be
that.
yourself.
It could be myself. It could be looking in the mirror. So across the way I saw you shining, like what, like looking at yourself in third person. So I don't know. Yeah, but it's all beauty's in the eye of the beholder. That's it's such a true thing. So that's why I wrote that.
You can listen to Enchanted by Parlay on Spotify. Parlay, where can people find you to follow you and Joint Empire Troop?
Oh, yeah. You can follow me, my business, Joint Empire Troop. It's just Joint Empire Troop. I don't think anyone else is named that. I hope not. Or you can follow me the Parlay Way with 2 Y's, because I'm cool like that. It's just the Parlay Way, though, not the last part.
Well, now that we have completely deconstructed this skeleton, here is Enchanted by Parlay in its entirety.
This one for you. Yeah. Across the way I saw you shining. Nah, it wasn't just the dress you wearing. Yeah, I see you clearly, bright as the sun. A smile, like you the only one, cause you the only one, yeah. They don't make them like they made you. 11-11, touched by an angel when you came through, yeah. Envy your aesthetic, aura on some copacetic shit. Man, what am I saying? My mind is all up in the clouds and I don't see me coming down real. So, as long as I'm with you, yeah, I feel amazing. You make me feel amazing. Yeah. The way you shine and feel so paralyzing, thinking all the time while you make me feel much brighter. Yeah. As long as I'm with you, you make my world bloom.
I never felt like this.
Yeah, and people say I shouldn't see you. Nah, but why does my mind tell me otherwise? It got me like ooh la la, ooh la la. With the gaze that you possessing, got me second guessing. All my fucking questions, need to learn that lesson. Yeah. Yeah, I feel the presence, a gift to my emotions, poetry in motion. Smooth as lotion when you speaking, hope to be a beacon, feeling what I'm feeling when I'm with you. My mind is all up in the clouds and I don't see me coming down real. So, not at all. As long as I'm with you, yeah. Yeah, I feel amazing. You make me feel amazing. Yeah, yeah. The way you shine and feel so paralyzing, thinking all the time while you make me feel much brighter. Yeah, as long as I'm with you, you make my world bloom. Yeah, now I believe that you're enchanted. Won't take you for granted. Want my roots on planet, on another planet. As long as it's with you, I see a sky bright and blue. You make me feel amazing. I believe that you're enchanted. I won't take you for granted. Want my roots on planet, on another planet. As long as it's with you, you make the sky so blue. Yeah.